Hi there. Thanks for joining us for Together. I'm Karen Leigh. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to take a look back at some of our favorite Together for Colorado stories of the year. Every story is so amazing, it's hard to just pick a few, but we did our best, and we think you'll enjoy them as much as we do. So grab the entire family, sit back, and enjoy. Well, we all know the cost of housing in Colorado is going through the roof. Well, thankfully, there's a group coming together to provide homes to those who need them the most. The Larendon is behind a new affordable housing apartment complex that will help those with developmental disabilities. Jamie Leary met one incredible woman who will be moving in.
This may look like any other groundbreaking ceremony, but for Erin Bargeman, the moving dirt is life-changing.
You must be so happy.
Erin will soon be living on her own in a brand new apartment.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
How this new building is giving her so much more than a place to call home. That's on Together.
When a teen went on a camping trip in Boulder County, little did he know what was in store for them. The 18-year-old was struck by lightning at the campsite. That's when his girlfriend stepped in and became his unexpected lifesaver. Sean Chitness introduces us to both of them.
Isaiah Cormier doesn't remember much of that day, but Juliet Moore does.
I'd just gone inside the tent and saw a really bright flash of light.
She had one thought after her boyfriend was struck by lightning.
Got a lot of stuff I need to do with you, so you're not allowed to leave yet.
They can laugh about it now, but at the time it was very serious.
My entry wound right here on my neck is likely where it struck me.
The message these teens are now spreading after their near-death experience. That's coming up on Together.
Well, in Denver's toughest neighborhoods, sometimes hope can be hard to find. But there's a place nestled along Colfax that is all about hope. It's called the Street Fraternity, and it's working to turn around the lives of young men. As Michael Abeda explains, it not only gets them off the streets, but brings them into a place of brotherhood.
It may not look like much, but this basement is all these young men need.
You did get better.
Beyond the ping pong tables and the computer screens is a brotherhood.
A space where you feel comfortable to be yourself.
A space to escape.
A lot of them come in here to not get bullied. A lot of them come in here to stay away from their families because they have bad situations with their families.
How this street fraternity is changing lives for young men in Denver, later on Together.
We're going to have more on those stories in just a moment. First, I want to take you under the Friday night lights at Vista Peak High School in Aurora. That's where a kicker is using his field goals to raise money for childhood cancer research. Now, we've introduced you to Noah Karwacki before. Well, recently, he invited a 12-year-old boy to watch a game from the sidelines. As Karen Morfitt and photojournalist Mark Nitro show us, the experience was special for both of them.
Strangers before Friday night, Noah Karwacki and 12-year-old Zachary Schultz had an instant connection through football.
He's very tough. He's a tough kid.
2 years ago, Zach was diagnosed with leukemia.
When I first got diagnosed, the only thing I wanted to do is just play football.
But his time on the field was put on hold. Instead, his older brother Jordan says the family was focused on treatment.
It was really hard, and it was really hard on everyone. And one of the things that we wanted to make sure is that no other family had to, sit in the hospital room and get told that their child has cancer.
That's where Karwacki comes in. A kicker for Vista Peak High School, he's raising money for research. Fans pledge dollars for every kick he makes.
It's amazing.
Why?
Because just to raise money for other kids, and this is what I want to do when I get older.
All around him, it's all about him. His game's very important.
And they weren't just playing for Zach, they made him part of the team.
When we go out there and fight, we're fighting like we're fighting for Zach tonight.
Leading the charge onto the field, calling the toss, and watching not from the stands, but from the sidelines. Karwacki ended the night putting several points on the board, but the final score, not important, because this game wasn't about winning or losing.
I can barely watch the story without tears coming up in my eyes. It's so beautiful. Thank you both for being with us. Karen Morfitt and photojournalist Mark Nitro covered the story about Noah and Zach. And I watch this and I see this young man. What inspired both of these young men and the older one to give back like this, Karen?
Well, you know, it's kind of a long story. Noah was going to a kicking camp, and the organizer had actually lost his son to cancer, and so Noah was just very inspired by his story and his loss, and so he decided he wanted to do something about it. So he found this campaign, Kick It for Cancer, and so he started doing this, and it really just gained so much traction, and he got so much from it. And he just kept doing it. And then he met Zach, and that became a new inspiration for him. So
it touched him even more, right?
It really did.
And Mark, I know you were inside that locker room, and seeing him sit in there with all those older men and just being loved by all of them, it must have just been so powerful.
Well, and it's strange. We don't get a lot of moments that were actually in that. And that moment was so powerful. Zach is such a strong kid, and he, you know, that moment where he opens his eye and kind of peeks out from the locker room was special. And then they all just, the team and Noah just, you know, embraced him, and they prayed with him, and they prayed for him, and it was just an incredible moment to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm sure it stirred you on the inside too, right?
Every time I see it.
Hard not to, right? Yeah. Well, I also know that one of the Broncos recently heard about this story and wanted to do something as well. You hear about this and you want to step in and help. So what happened there, Karen?
I think, you know, the same thing happened when that story aired. Everyone was really just inspired. They wanted to help Noah. He had a goal of raising $5,000, and he hadn't quite reached that. Well, that's when the Broncos kicker stepped in and he said, you know what? I'm going to give you this check. It's $3,000. It will get you to your goal. And Noah was so surprised because he thought he was just having a kicking contest with the radio host there. So he had no idea that McManus was going to be there. And so it was an extra special moment for him. And, you know, I think even as special as that was, that moment with Zach and that story, that is what I think Noah's going to remember through all of this.
Oh, yeah, for sure, right? And it's such a testament to the power of what one person can do. And they just start getting involved, and then another person jumps on, another person, and you touch so many lives.
I mean, I feel like we were touched that night, and we
definitely, and still am.
I
wasn't part of the last part with Noah and the kicker in it, with McManus, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Well, thank you both for being with us and introducing us to these fabulous young men. Thank you. Yep. A woman in Castle Rock nearly lost her life when a train slammed into her car 15 years ago. But that near-death experience empowered Missy Martin to give back to her community. After the crash, she set up a scholarship fund for Douglas County students. Every year, she hands out $1,000 scholarships to students who, like her, have had to deal with hardship. It's a simple way that she has turned her pain into positivity.
Amongst the years, it just keeps growing and growing, and I love it.
With all our medical bills and my dad not having a job right now, it's kind of hard to, you know, get all the college books and room and everything, so it'll really help out with all the fees and everything.
Missy has been awarding the scholarships for the past 8 years, and in that time, she has handed out more than $50,000. Well, for 70 years, a local nonprofit has been coming together for adults and children with developmental disabilities, and the Laridan House is only growing. Right now, it is building a new affordable housing complex in Globeville. Our Jamie Leary and photojournalist Eric Bloomer introduce us to one of the people who will be moving in.
I don't know you well, but you seem to have a great energy about you.
Yes, I do.
Erin Bargman is a woman who knows what she wants. At 40 years old, she's a confident woman, and she's worked very hard to become independent.
And I'm doing good. I do my own laundry. I love Laridan Hall.
Wow. You know what? I can barely do my own laundry, so that's...
Staff agree. Erin is ready for independent living, and she'll be one of the first tenants in the new apartments.
You must be so happy.
You counting down the days until...
Yes, I am.
25% of the 91 units will be reserved for adults with disabilities. Help is right around the corner if needed, but Erin is looking forward to flying solo.
Doing more cleaning, doing more cooking skills.
Being normal.
Be normal.
That's important to you.
That is important to me.
Independence is by far the most important thing to Erin. And while it didn't come easily, she now has the skills to be on her own, and soon she'll be in her very own apartment.
That's incredible.
That is incredible.
Did you ever have doubts in yourself?
No, not.
You didn't? Never?
No.
I love that. Erin will be moving in when those apartments are finished, which is expected to be in the fall of 2019. The community of Glen Haven was nearly wiped out by the floods, but now it has a brand new town hall. We're going to tell you who came together to help those residents rebuild.
Together with Karen Leigh, sponsored by Canvas Credit Union. We're Canvas, and we've got you covered, Colorado. Go live.
The 2013 floods forever changed so many communities in Colorado. Glen Haven was one of them. Floodwaters washed away businesses, homes, even the town hall. So for years, there has been an effort to raise money to rebuild. We've even told you about some of the fundraisers on the show before. Well, we're happy to report, thanks to viewers like you, the town raised nearly $600,000 to rebuild. And earlier this month, the new town hall officially opened.
Once the sleeves were rolled up, shovels came out and the hammers came out. As you can see, we finally got it done.
The last broadcast that we had from CBS4 encouraged people to step up and send donations, but also we had 2 contractors that stepped up.
I just love all of that. Crews even used some of those pieces from the old town hall in building the new one. And now everybody has a great place to go. All right, Chris Spears joining us today to talk about some of these pictures. And we love all the pictures that people send in. There's some really awesome ones.
You are going to love these first 2 pictures here. Did you ever make it up to see Isaac Hartstone?
I didn't, but I love the troll.
Oh, yes. This is Lindsay and Will enjoying the troll up there in Breckenridge. You know, unfortunately, they had to take it down, but they're going to put it back up sometime in 2019.
Yeah, so we're glad to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Eric Bloomer. He's one of our photographers here at CBS4. Now, this next picture, you're going to say, wait a minute, fall color, that's a thing of the past. Well, first of all, Rick Salinger's in here. We have to show you that.
Look at that.
Bolt and Bentley, look behind the banner. There's his 2 little dogs. But I'm showing you this because fall is such a cool season where you transform from the fall color to this. And now we're into the snowy part of fall as we round out and approach winter. That is our weather watcher, Mark Manheimer, up there in Keystone. And Karen, the day he took that picture, he said the snow was 30 inches deep there in those trees.
Look at that.
Fabulous.
I mean, that was just, it was kind of like we were raking leaves and then the snow was here.
Boom. That's what Colorado is so cool.
I know, just like that. Chris, thank you for sharing those with us. And we hope that you will send us your pictures and we'll show them right here on Together. You can email me or Lauren directly. You can also post them to social media using the hashtag #4Colorado. And we cannot wait to see those photos, so make sure you send them in. Colorado's deputies don't just put their lives on the line, they also save lives. We're going to introduce you to 2 deputies who knew exactly what to do when a woman flagged them down on the side of a highway. And now they are being recognized for their actions. 2 Summit County deputies were recently honored for saving a man's life near Keystone. One of them is Deputy Mariah Crochel, the sister of our very own Matt Crochel. A woman flagged down Deputy Crochel and Deputy Ryan Hosier for help back in September. Her husband was having a heart attack while behind the wheel. The deputies immediately rushed to grab a defibrillator out of their patrol car. That helped give the man the shock he needed to bring him back to life. His wife is forever grateful to those 2 deputies.
I believe in miracles, and I saw one for the real first time in my life.
Ironic. Just about 2 weeks ago, we had our annual CPR and AED refresher.
That victim is expected to make a full recovery. A young woman became an unexpected lifesaver when her boyfriend was struck by lightning in Boulder County. Juliet Moore and Isaiah Cormier were on a camping trip back in July when the bolt hit. Luckily, Juliet knew CPR and saved Isaiah's life. Sean Chitness shares their incredible story.
I was inside the tent and saw a really bright flash of light. He wasn't responding, so I rolled him over, and it was very clear that something was wrong.
In a moment, a fun weekend camping in Boulder County could have taken a deadly turn. Today, it remains a life-changing experience for Isaiah Cormier and Juliet Moore.
We never could have expected something like this to happen, but I'm very grateful that my girlfriend was there and knew CPR.
She and a nearby camper were able to get Isaiah to an emergency crew waiting for them off the camping site.
He wouldn't have survived if she didn't know CPR.
Isaiah was even more fortunate. It entered from the side of his neck and exited from his right foot, missing his internal organs.
Take a little time to be grateful for the people in your life today, because they're wonderful, and just hold them a little closer.
2 recent high school graduates ready for college, now even more excited to start that next chapter together.
There's kind of a moment where when I was giving him CPR, I was like, it's not yet. I've got too much to do with this person, so you're not allowed to leave yet.
A relationship with a long road ahead, thanks to Juliet, and plenty of time for Isaiah to try and make it up to her.
I think that she will win every argument from now on.
I'll never have to wash dishes.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah, I don't think so. Since the story first aired, Juliet and Isaiah went off to college together at Montana State University, and it might not surprise you to hear that she plans to become a nurse. Well, along Colfax in Denver, there's a group coming together to support and mentor young men. The Street Fraternity is a place for kids to have fun, but it's also a safe place of escape. We're going to show you the impact this place has had on so many lives. That's going to be up next on Together. One of the best things about this show is getting to highlight the people who come together to improve our communities. That includes the folks behind the Street Fraternity. It's a place for young men to find support and also have fun. Our Michael Abeda takes us inside the special place of brotherhood.
East Colfax, on the border between Denver and Aurora, can be a rough area, especially for at-risk youth.
They usually are out to look for somebody that cares about them, but usually end up with the wrong ones. So you ready to start one game?
But also in this neighborhood,
I heard that you got better, brother. Yeah, let's warm up a little.
There's a place where young men can go.
The neighborhood knew about it, and we just started coming here.
To create a brotherhood and escape their harsh reality.
A lot of them come in here to not get bullied. A lot of them come in here to stay away from their families because they have bad situations with their families. You did get better. I like it.
It's called Street Fraternity. It's not big and it's not fancy.
You got a nice spin on that.
In fact, they run completely off of donations from the basement of a DAV. But what it offers young men is huge.
A space where you feel comfortable to be yourself, surrounded by grown men that can help you with problems and issues.
And this is a place that people show respect, and you can be whatever you want here.
It has a gym, a library, a computer room, a meditation room, and of course,
eye on the ball, eye on the ball, eye on the ball.
A ping pong table.
Yeah, I love it, I love it.
We're going upstairs, yeah!
But most of the bonding is at dinner time.
We don't care what color you are,
what language you speak,
This is our people.
The only rules are to embrace integrity, respect, and inclusiveness. In return, the young men get access to resources and mentorship that they might not otherwise get.
If this place wasn't here, they would be outside, and not saying that all of them would be getting in trouble, but a lot of them would.
And the brotherhood these men and boys are creating could be the key to their future success.
And the more time that we spend together is the better relationships, stronger relationships, and stronger trust that we build together. That could go long ways.
In neighborhoods everywhere, great things are going on. Thank you for joining us on this special episode of Together. We'll be back here again next week with all new stories to share with you. Until then, we leave you with a special performance that we first featured on CBS4 this morning. Photojournalist Eddie Castro captured the music of singer-songwriter Martin Gilmore.
Well, they said north, son, that's where you go, but I never got used to the ice and the snow. Say I wouldn't have gone home if I would have known. I should have known better, but my mama always said, son, you better settle down. You'll never get nowhere by a rambling round. But I never did care much for that little town. I should have known better, now I'm headed back to Dixieland.